get Interstellar into here.
Rolls, and the roll, unlike the
See if I can invite Trucker Guy. I don't think I have any the other ones on my friends list. Oops.
Yeah, I don't think I have anybody on my list, but they should be able to just join on Trucker if you get them in.
Trying to. Hello, and welcome to our second series of the game. This is going to be week 6 of our Squad v Squad season for MG Eclipse. This is going to be Gravity versus Interstellar in another best of 5 series, or best of 3. I always get confused.
Yeah, best of 5.
Yeah.
First to win 3.
Yep. Okay. Yep. For this week, it's going to be one anchor, and I think it's only going to be one fire as well for each team, and 2 ghosts.
I think it's 2 fires.
It is, but I don't think either team's going to have a second fire.
Oh, okay, gotcha. In this one, okay.
In this one, right?
Okay.
So We're getting everyone in. It's going to be for Gravity. It's going to be Tree, our anchor, Walrus, our fire, Kirk and Venom as our 2 ghosts, and on the other side, it is going to be S64 Venom for their anchor. I believe Trucker Guy is their fire, and Alpha Caliber and Parental Advisory as the ghost. This is going to be our 6th week in the game. These players have been playing, practicing, building up for these moments on Sunday. Definitely a hype. This is your host, Darth Reaper 1337. I know we're super late in introducing ourselves, but joining me also today is the lovely MG Savvy Beard.
Yep, I am sure here. Yep.
Oh. There we go. And with this, it is going to be the first map is going to be Cryptic King of the Hill. To kind of go through with the rankings, I know we touched on this each week. Anchors are our higher caliber players, consistently performing. Fires are our medium caliber players, and Ghosts are our lower tier, lower consistency players, just so we can keep this balanced. Savvy, need you observer? I switched it on accident.
Oh, yep, I got it. I'll catch up someday.
No worries. And we're going to get on board with the first game. The games we are going to see, at least the first 3 that we have to play, will be Cryptic King of the Hill, Coliseum Slayer, and a Plaza Strongholds. So we are going to see Objective, Slayer, and Strongholds. I do want to get right into this. What is your early on prediction, Savvy, on these 2 teams?
Yeah, it's tough to say. I think both of these teams are going to come out swinging this week. Both teams are coming off of losses last week, so I expect them to come out fighting right from the get-go. It's kind of tough to say who's going to win. Both teams have pretty strong anchors. Both of them have incredible slaying power. You also have really strong fires on both teams, with Canadian Walrus and Trucker Guy, as well as like strong ghosts as well. So both of these teams have the tools to bring out a win. I think it's just going to come down to who wants it more, who plays more objectively in the objective game types, who stays alive in the Slayer game types. The basics of Halo, just how Halo works. But yeah, so it's kind of tough to call right now. I think I'll have a better understanding after the first game.
Definitely excited. I'm going to be on board with Canadian Walrus to start this off. He is going to try to stay alive, get control of that green gun just to burn that overshield, and he does. So huge play by Walrus, but early on we're going to see Interstellar get control of this hill.
Yeah, and they all jumped out of the hill for some reason. I think there was a little bit of miscommunication there with who was going to sit in the hill and who was going to take the around the hill, but that's going to be okay. They are still racking up some points, but a couple kills come in from Gravity here, so this is a good opportunity for Gravity to slay them out here and start getting control of the hill, or maybe even possibly start thinking about where this next hill is going to be.
They are going to milk it for a couple points. I don't necessarily think it's a bad play early on. I will switch over to Trucker Guy just to see kind of how this first rotation is going to go. Right now, just initially, it looks very even.
Yeah, it does look pretty even so far. Play-wise, it looks pretty even. Yeah, actually, it looks like Interstellar is winning on slays a little bit, but yeah, it's pretty even game so far. I like what I'm seeing from both teams right now. Both teams are jumping into the hill. They're trying to get positioning around the hill. They're getting the slays they need, but I think we're gonna see Gravity start to take a little bit of control down here.
Gravity has always been a very aggressive team. They have been playing very well. I know their performance in this Squad v Squad series is a little disappointing. Sitting at 1 and I believe 4 right now, while the other team has a little bit better record. So they're definitely wanting to put another win on the board. They're definitely hungry for it. They've performed pretty closely in the last 2 series, just always losing out on 1 game, taking it to the game 5. So they're going to definitely want to come out this week and go over the top and push a win for them. But Interstellar, great team as well. S64 Venom, very great player. I'm board with him.
He's going to pick up that sniper, but he's going to get back smacked by it's the Canadian Walrus there. So Canadian Walrus coming clutch right there, getting the back smack on the OS. That's going to take that OS presence off the map for his team and allow his team to get a little bit more control here. And that's exactly what they're doing. So far, I like what I'm seeing from Gravity on this game. They are doing a lot better job than I've seen them in the past with sitting one guy in the hill and then creating a setup and a defensive barrier around the hill by throwing everybody into the hill like they've done in the past. So I really like what I'm seeing out of them. They are performing very well so far this game. So I definitely I would love to see a win coming out of them. It would make things more interesting as far as what teams are going to be doing well in the rest of this season. I definitely, I'm hoping that all the teams are pretty even, and so when we go into the playoffs, it's interesting. So
I definitely agree. Definitely one of the additions. Tree has been a great anchor for this team. Very competitive player, very strong player. Definitely trying to lead this charge. But S64 Venom also very aggressive player, very smart player. I've seen him do some wonderful sneaky things. I definitely believe he can get Interstellar back into this game. Yeah,
for sure. And you see him there taking a very powerful position in this red room or this light room, whatever you want to call it. Just sitting back in this area where he's got cover. He can cut angles off from the enemy team, but he can also pop right back out and get some good shots and lay some good shots down. But looks like you have gone over to the Trucker Guy now, so I'm going to follow over that way as well. But yeah, so it looks like Interstellar had some pretty good hill time right there with that red room hill. Overall, I think Gravity's doing a phenomenal job so far of getting the hill control and holding the setups around the hill, and I think that's why they have the lead right now, even though I think that they're down a little bit in slays.
They are down in slays. I do agree with you on this. We do have a big overshield pickup by Tree. I don't think he's going to get too much out of this. No, he's going to be taken out. But definitely a very good objective job coming out of Gravity. They always tend to be a little bit more objective oriented, but they always fall short towards the end. So definitely it can't allow Interstellar to get any momentum, any comeback right here. And we already see right now they're trying their hardest to get this game back towards close. Really not seeing as much pressure from this Gravity team as we did in the first couple minutes of this game.
Yep, but I mean, that's not to say they're not doing a good job right now. They are doing a really good job of getting into the hill and holding these setups and backing these players down. Trucker Guy is going to get a big kill there to secure this hill, but they've been holding the hill for the good portion of the beginning of each rotation for the hill, and they don't really give it up until the last 20 seconds or less of each hill. So they're the ones that are collecting the majority of the time right now when the hill is up, and that's all they really need to do. They just need to keep doing that the rest of the game, and they're going to come out on top here.
I definitely agree with you. I like that they're playing, in the hill. They're playing around the hill. They're even fighting in different rooms. So they're definitely creating that space. They're not bunching up. They're trying to create those angles, create that help. So definitely something good. And they're not really allowing Interstellar to get too much time. Yes, they might have a couple seconds here or there, but no real reasonable length of time to get caught back up.
Yep, and it looks like Interstellar is going to take control of this next hill right off the bat, but there is a lot of pressure coming from Gravity right now. So they've got the one-shot guy in the hill, and he should get cleaned up, but a huge turnaround kill there and a double coming out of Trucker Guy there. So big plays from Trucker Guy to keep Interstellar alive in this game.
And just like that, it's going to only be about 40-point difference between the two teams. So Gravity really needs to start sticking together and start making the push. I know some of their pushes did not go probably their way, but they need to just kind of reset, maybe even give up this hill and set up for the next one as best as possible and not try to force something to happen.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say at this point, I don't think they need to worry too much about this hill anymore. I think they just need to start just getting slays, but you see Kirk there jumping into the hill trying to get the last few seconds on that. I don't think that was the right play. I think they should have started thinking about where this next hill was going to be so they could get in there. But now the hill has gone back to the red room now, and we have seen Gravity doing a really good job when they get into this red room. But Trucker Guy is coming in here with a vengeance, and he has just picked up 3 kills. So that was 3 dead momentarily for Gravity. So big play from Trucker Guy, and they are gonna pick up a lot of hill time and take this lead.
And that's going to be our first hill lead change of the game. Definitely very good on Interstellar. Definitely working together, working as a team. Just seeing that teamwork and cooperation going on. Right now, they had a little bumpy start, but they have definitely got their things back together.
Yeah, for sure. They've got a lot of time on this this red hill here, and that's normally the hill. So far this game, we've seen that be the hill that Gravity likes to control and usually does best on. But also, I think Gravity was expecting the OS room hill there, and it didn't quite work out that way for them. And Interstellar was kind of already in position for this sniper spawn hill. So that did favor them there, and they are getting some points here.
I think this is going to be the last push Gravity has. They need to make something happen. That is a huge double kill out of Alpha Caliber. And
yeah, I think that's going to be game.
Game over. Defeat.
That is a rough start for Gravity.
Yeah, it seemed like they had it in the bag and kind of just and then started just flying in. Got a little too aggressive when they didn't need to, and Trucker Guy just started going off at the end of that round as well. You see his stats with 17 kills, 11 assists. Pretty good stats out of him. Also sitting in the hill for the most time as well on his team. So really good performance out of Trucker Guy in the late game there, and I think that's ultimately what ended up causing the downfall for Gravity.
I definitely agree. A lot of desperate pushes at the end. A lot of desperate one-offs, just trying to go in there, just try to reclaim as much hill time as possible. They started forcing things, and they just kind of let that slip away. But they just need to reset and just focus on this next game, which is going to be Slayer. So Slayer has tended to be ones that they fall a little short on. So let's see how they will prioritize getting kills over staying alive or dying, or kind of CTF. This is going to be Sniper. So we're definitely going to be on board with whoever has that Sniper.
Yep, we're definitely going to want to see who has that Sniper, who's grabbing that camo. In our Coliseum game type, the camo is going to spawn where Rockets normally spawns. I think that's the case on Slayer as well. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that is the case on Slayer as well. I know it is on CTF. Actually, I don't even think it matters what game type it is. It just goes off the map. So yeah, we're gonna be looking for that sniper and that camo to see what kind of plays they're gonna make.
I do want to point out one thing in the stats before we start up in the next game. Double digits for every member of Interstellar. So we had S64 Venom not only putting up 16 kills, but he's getting 16 assists as well. Even amount of kills for everybody, a fair across the board, even number of assists for everyone, and they kept their deaths down low. So definitely that's going to be the key for this next game. I'm going to jump into this next game. This is going to be Coliseum Slayer. So definitely camo, definitely sniper. We'll see how each team kind of approaches this map.
Yeah, for sure, and you can look at the stats from the last game too, and see something that Gravity needs to make sure that they're working on in this game. It seems like you noticed that the assists were pretty low for Gravity in the last game, which usually tends to mean that the communication is lacking a little bit, like getting those cleanups, finishing off those easy one shots, and we saw a lot of that. We saw a lot of Interstellar at one shot and just not getting cleaned up. So hopefully this game the communication's a little bit better and those one shots are getting cleaned up, and if that's the case, Gravity definitely has an opportunity to come out on top in this game.
Gonna start this off with S64 Venom. This time as he tries to secure this camo, but he will be stopped by Papa Venom, and they will Gravity will get the camo.
Yep, and they're gonna take a 2-kill lead right at the beginning. So that's good on them, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything for them. They need to keep this momentum up. They have momentum right now. They had camo, but a good perfect kill from S64 Venom here is going to stop and make them think about what they're doing a little bit here. And Domtree is going to get taken out as well. So good little pushes from there was a good little push there from Interstellar, but they are actually going to turn their backs to Gravity, and Gravity's going to come from behind and clean them up.
Definitely still very early on into this game. It can go either way. Not seeing anything too aggressive out of either team. They're just trying to play it, take it slow, go as many kills, as many setups as they can. I do like Canadian Walrus getting a lot of these flanks, just trying to be sneaky, not trying to make too much happen. He doesn't really have that support from his team, and it seems like he's going back to red to kind of go to where his team is spawning to get that support. Oh no, they spawned on the other side.
Yeah, I think a couple spawned over in red base at the beginning, but they immediately pushed over to that red elbow. But you're noticing Canadian Walrus kind of popping up. I would have liked to see him just kind of run and rotate to another part of the map right there, because he did see two of his teammates drop there, and then he took the lift up. I don't know if that was necessarily the right play. Maybe trying to be a hero a little bit there, but that is going to result in a couple easy kills for Interstellar.
Definitely going to switch over to Trucker Guy for a little while here. He, unfortunately, I feel like anyone I watch, they just die.
That's okay. We'll keep watching him.
We'll stay on board with him. Nice little couple kills done by Gravity. Nice little exchange. Definitely they need to stay alive, get their shields back.
And if you notice too, Venom was able to get away with the second camo again, and he's going to get this easy kill on Trucker Guy. Hopefully he can stay alive while he's one shot. His position probably is getting called out. But if you notice too, two more just went down for Interstellar as well. So they had 3 down momentarily. And now Gravity is also in control of the sniper. So Gravity just doing a really good job controlling this map right now, controlling the camo, prioritizing that camo, prioritizing the power weapons. And it's what's giving them this 5-kill lead right now.
I definitely agree with you, but like any other Halo game, you got to keep up the pressure, keep up the momentum. They got to just keep doing what they're doing, because it is working, but they have blown a lead a couple times before in the past. I like to see them keep up this pressure and just keep this lead extended, or even extended further, and not give up and make it close again.
But Trucker Guy is going to fall with that sniper. It looks like he was headed to try to throw it off the map, but didn't quite get there. Good conscious play from him, trying to throw that off the map. It's unfortunate it didn't work out, but it looks like Gravity is probably going to have a couple rounds of snipe left. I'm going to jump over to Papa Venom, who has the sniper. He does. Oh, but he accidentally betrays his teammate there, and that's really unfortunate. Because he's just going to get pushed out, and he's going to elect to just throw that off the map. So I actually really like that play from Venom, because there was a lot of ammo in that sniper rifle, and it could have been dangerous in the hands of Interstellar there. So that was a really heads-up play from Venom to throw that off the map there.
I definitely agree with you. I like that he, even though he died, he got rid of that sniper, took it out of play, and said, hey, I'm not going to give it up to Interstellar. I'm not going to give him a chance to kind of come back. But they still need to make these slays count. Huge trade by S64 and Dom. Just trying to keep that lead. Right now, that camo is going to be up. I'm trying to keep an eye on who's going for it. It is Trucker Guy, but he unfortunately is going to be taken out, which is very unfortunate for Interstellar. They are trying to prioritize. They are very conscious of these power weapons on this map, but they're not really pulling away with them to make use of them. And those are going to be the couple kills that they need to pull this back.
Yep, but like I said at the beginning of this match, one of the things I really like that I'm seeing out of Gravity right now is they are finishing up those one-shot kills. They're cleaning up, and they're doing a really good job of that. Their team shot has looked a lot better this game. It looks like their communication's on point. They're talking about when power-ups are coming up. They've got all 3 camos so far. They have picked up Sniper, and I think they've had control of Sniper the majority of the time that Sniper is on the map and up. So I really do like what I'm seeing from Gravity right now. They're doing a really good job, and they're playing smart. They're setting up properly. They're making pushes when they know they should. And that's exactly what they need to do to win this game and take that into the rest of the series.
And they're also creating distance. And what I mean by that is we have some people at Red Cave, some people at Red Elbow. One may be pushing up to Red DMR. They're creating those angles. They're not all going one thing, and they're able to get in position, and they move fast enough to get into position to make a big impact, to get those kills, to get those assists. They are conscious of that sniper rifle, and they're all looking at ready to pick up that sniper.
Yeah, and they're doing a good job on picking out. Gravity's doing a really good job right now of picking out individual players that are by themselves and collapsing on those players. You saw up at they didn't get Trucker, but you did see up at top snipe there that one guy was in there and got singled out, and 2 people collapsed on him, were able to get that kill, and there wasn't really much Trucker could do because he was also one shot. So
now Interstellar with S64 Venom will have the sniper, so this is their chance to really get back into this game. Unfortunately, Gravity will get that camo. So they did give up a couple kills for it, but they do get camo.
Yep, they did get that camo. And Trucker Guy is going to get taken out there, which is huge because Trucker Guy was making his way behind the Gravity team, and he could have done a lot of damage with that Halo 2 BR if they didn't take care of that. So really good camo grab, really important camo grab. And that's going to be the 4th one for Gravity, and that's been like a huge game changer in this game so far. It's allowed them to break some of these setups that Interstellar's been trying to get, and that's definitely why they have a 10-kill lead right now.
And I am on board with Canadian Walrus, who did take out S64 Venom to pick up a sniper rifle. Although he does not have a lot of ammo with it, he is definitely trying to make some use of it. At least trying to go for 1 kill, make someone weak. Definitely getting that bird's eye view of this map. Oh, huge Guardian Angel.
Yep, that was a big kill, keeping whoever that was alive. I think that was Domtree, keeping Domtree alive there for a little bit longer. Really important kill there. And you know, at this point, I think Gravity's going to end up taking this game. It's going to be really, really difficult for, especially when Gravity only needs 1 more kill to take this game, and I just don't think it's gonna. I just don't think it's gonna happen for Interstellar.
We are going to see that push from Snipe side, and Dom will get that to give a victory for Gravity. We are all tied up 1-1 in this series.
Yep, it's looking to be another good series so far. I wouldn't be surprised if we went to another game 5, which is what we always hope to see. But we look at some of the stats coming out of Gravity right now, most of the teams even, but you know, we hit on this at the beginning, before this game even started. We talked about how Gravity just needed to team slay a little bit better, put in that team shot, put in that work, call out those one shots, and they did a really phenomenal job of doing that throughout this game. Like, you see 2 people with double-digit assists, and like the slaying department's pretty even across the board. Kirk's a little bit less, but he also kept his deaths low. So Gravity just did a really good job and played that game really well. Got all the power-ups, prioritized those power-ups and the power weapons for the most part, and we're able to take that win.
Very true. I agree 100%. Definitely different from last game. We don't see as many assists coming from the Interstellar squad. We see a lot higher deaths, things. Definitely trying to make some plays. Some pushes didn't go out. They weren't as coordinated as they could have been going there. Definitely for our fires, like Canadian Walrus stepping up, putting up, leading the team in kills, leading with assists, keeping his deaths down low. He had a phenomenal game right there. But we will move on to our game number 3, which is Plaza Strongholds. And Savvy, would you like to talk a little bit about how our Strongholds is a little bit different?
Sure, yeah. So with our Strongholds, first major difference is when you have one base, you are going to start getting points with just one base. So it's really crucial to, if you need to come back, to make sure you are getting those trip caps. The second big thing is, if there's only one person trying to cap a stronghold, it's going to go very slowly. It takes over 10 seconds. I forget the exact amount of time. But if you have 2, it's going to go quite a bit faster. If you have 3, it's going to be pretty much instant. 4 is pretty much instant. 3 and 4, there's not much of a difference. They're both pretty much instant. But so it definitely encourages flying around as a team and that teamwork. One of the other things too that I'm going to be looking for is making sure that even if the teams are moving around as a team, I want to make sure that the team is slaying as well on their way from bases, like when they're transitioning bases as a team. So because slaying is definitely important in this version of Strongholds as well.
It's going to be slaying and rotating. We have to see how both teams try to do it. We have them trying to collapse on bottom mid, and you can see how much faster that is. It's almost like Interstellar just gave it to them. Not really collapsed, not really prioritized down there. And that might have been a mistake early on, but we have all 4 dead for Gravity. And
yeah, I was gonna,
not gonna...
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it's gonna last too long because everybody is one shot down there. I think they may have overcommitted. And see, that's the other thing you have to be careful about in this game type too. Like when you're all pushing a base, I don't know if you need more than 2 people in there to do what you need to do. I think you should keep 2 people out and watching the base to make sure that you don't have a whole sweep of your team like what just happened.
I would like at least one person kind of back off, get top control, get on the high ground, maybe pick off a couple of those one shots, and not make like a desperate push. Because right now, well, we are going to see the first trip cap for Gravity.
Yeah, this is really big, but parental advisory is behind Gravity players that are pushing towards an S, so he's in a really good position to make this stop, but he doesn't quite get there in time. That is going to be 2 dead now for Gravity. And they should get this nest back, but Gravity's in a really good position right now to make sure that they don't get this bottom mid hill. They can just jump down, but they're gonna just all pile into bottom mid and take that. Gravity, what happened there was Gravity was a little slow to get up into the top yellow area, to get up into the flowers area and the light rifle area to challenge that bottom mid push from Interstellar. And that's gonna make it pretty easy for Interstellar to get in there and take control of that hill.
I'm going to be on board with Papa Venom, who is down below with a shotgun, with the camo, just causing chaos. He unfortunately will be taken out, and another 3 dead for Gravity.
Yeah, that is unfortunate that he didn't see Trucker Guy right to his right. I think he was just out of his peripheral vision, because that would have been a huge play. If he could have also taken Trucker out of the game as well, that would have been an enormous play.
A triple kill coming out of Venom. Definitely, they need to kind of reset. Gravity needs to reset, start pushing out because they're losing a little bit of control in this game. That's okay. There's still plenty of time left, but they need to pretty much fight for that bottom mid control right now. And it seems that.
It looks like Gravity just doesn't quite have the tempo down yet of what they're trying to do. You're seeing like they're calling out, hey, let's go bottom mid, you know, but then they all kind of scatter and don't all show up at the same time, and they're individually just getting taken out from the team shot of Interstellar, which has been really good so far this game.
Another 3 down for Gravity. Dam is going to fall. This might be our first strip cap we see. Up here is the stop. The defense out of Gravity to keep it.
They are going to get that stop. Now I want to know. I want to see what they're going to try to do here. I would like to see them. I would like to see them go over to Nest first, honestly, and just leave bottom middle for now. Because if you can get that Nest control, it's easier to take bottom mid from Nest. This is going to work out for them because they have, or maybe it won't work out for them. So yeah, that's perfect for what I'm saying then. Like, it's a lot easier to push out of yard and go Nest first and grab Nest first and take that higher positioning from Nest and then go for bottom mid than it is to go bottom mid. But Interstellar does have camo bottom mid right now, so
they
can
need
easily
to find
clean
it.
Gravity out.
Alpha Caliber definitely made a great play right there, clearing everyone out. Another good play by Parental Advisory with that camo. I'm going to stay kind of over to him. Just playing pretty well, making good use, playing very sneaky with that camo. Definitely what I like to see.
He did everything he needed to do there with that camo. Just sitting there, making sure he doesn't get involved in the battle until he absolutely needs to. And that is absolutely the reason that they were able to clean Gravity out of that base and take control. And he's going to be going on a killing spree now. So a really perfect use of the camo from Parental Advisory there, and that was a big play for him.
I definitely would like to see Gravity switch to going for what, like you said earlier, a Nest stronghold or things like that, because it seems every time they push this bottom mid, they just kind of stumble. They get very close and then they get slayed out.
Yep, and it's because they're not pushing this Nest and they're not taking control of Nest first, and Interstellar is just able to use that positional advantage that you have in Nest to just sit there and get easy slays into the bottom mid stronghold. So yeah, definitely would like to see them change up their strategy and start pushing towards Nest instead, and grab that Nest control first, because that is definitely important in our version of strongholds and in regular strongholds. That you definitely want to grab that Nest control first.
And that is exactly what they're doing now. I still think it was a little bit too late, but definitely a big play. I think that's going to help them in the long run. As long as they can defend this Nest right now, they have a chance of coming back right into this, but unfortunately they will not.
Yep, Trucker guy got behind one of the Gravity players there and was able to take him out, and so that player couldn't support from across the map. Because he was the one that was sitting flowers, watching the green stairs area, watching the pushes from there. Ooh, and a good team collapse from Gravity there. They should be able to get this bottom middle stronghold, and then I would like to see him slay real quick and then start pushing from this Nest control again.
Definitely a very good play out of Canadian Walrus with that camo. He kind of put that pressure, put the shots. All the Interstellar members that were trying to drop down, he was just putting shots on them as they go down. Make it easier gunfight for his team down below, and just like you said, they are pushing that Nest.
Yep, that's exactly what they needed to do. Now they have good control of this map. They just need to watch out for Venom up top and get him out of the game, and that's going to be a good setup for Gravity going into this. Now they have the better spawns now. They have a proper setup, but Interstellar is going to jump into this bottom mid. But I would have liked to see Gravity, everybody just drop down to challenge that bottom mid, and I would have liked to see Gravity stay up and slay out first, because now Interstellar is going to just wrap around and get this free cap at Nest, and now they have Nest control again.
Definitely, like from earlier, they had that bottom mid. It distracted them. They were able to re-secure Nest, and it seems like Gravity has went back to Yard to get that going, but that is going to be reset by Venom and another unsuccessful push out of Gravity. They only have a couple of pushes left to really, and now a total control out of Interstellar.
Yeah, you know, this is just a testament to how evenly matched these teams are right now. The team that is winning the game is just the team that is making those better decisions on where they want to go on the map. And right now you're seeing Gravity start pushing again towards that Yard, and that does them absolutely no good, because now they're going to lose bottom mid again. They have no control over bottom mid, and Yard doesn't really do them a whole lot of good.
Definitely on board with, I'm going to see if I'm going to end this game out with S64 Venom. Only a couple of points here. This is going to be probably Gravity's last really big push, but I don't see that, like you said earlier, I don't see that collapse. I don't see that urgency out of this team to say, hey, we need to kind of get to here now. Kind of that red alert, on fire, take charge of this map. No one's doing it. They're just kind of now pushing by themselves and not really pushing together as they did in the beginning.
Oh, and then now they've gone back to their bad habit of trying to just go for that bottom mid stronghold as well. They are actually, it looks like they did get the Nest, so that's a good start, but I think it's just going to be too little too late, because they're Interstellar needs 1 point and they're going to get this cap as well, so that is going to be gained. And it's really unfortunate. It was. I just don't think they had the correct strategy in that Strongholds game. I think that's really what it boiled down to. I don't think Gravity played poorly, like as a team, like team shooting or anything like that. I think that just came down to pushing the wrong bases at the wrong time.
Sorry, taking a picture. I totally agree. Definitely a lot of slaying power out of this Interstellar team.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely, you're seeing 2 people in the 20s dropping 20 bombs or higher, and you're also seeing, look at the assist column for Interstellar. Absolutely ridiculous. 20 assists from Venom, 15 from Alpha Caliber, 19 from Trucker Guy, and 7 from Parental Advisory. But then you look on the other side, and you only see 14 from Domtree, 7 from Papa Venom, 11 from Canadian Wallers, and that's just not going to cut it. And it all came down to the fact that they were not pushing that Nest and gaining that Nest control, because and they were just diving bottom middle and getting cleaned up so easily in that bottom middle stronghold, instead of pushing for that Nest control first. It is so important to go Nest from Yard. If all you have is Yard, you want to be making that Nest push, not the bottom mid push. It is so rare and situational that you make that bottom Nest push or that bottom mid push. The only time you ever want to do that is if you somehow get 3 or 4 dead on the other team, and then you just want the faster cap, and then you think you can push over into Nest. But even then, it's not super great, because you're probably going to just end up making the other team spawn in that Nest area, and they're going to get that Nest control, and they're going to be able to push down in the bottom mid really easily again. So almost 100% of the time, it's just the better option to just go towards that Nest first and get that Nest control, and then look towards the bottom mid. And that's exactly what Interstellar was doing if they ever lost it.
I 100% agree, but we are going to move on to our next game, our 4th game, which is going to be Fathom CTF. For this one, it is going to be 5 caps instead of the normal 3 that you see in other settings. Our variant is also time return. So instead of being on that flag to make it go quicker, it's going to be a 12-second. It was moved down from 15 seconds to 12. That is the latest change for it, and that has caused a lot of more urgency to pick up this flag, get that touch, because they don't have that 3 seconds, and it doesn't seem like much, but in a game where every second counts, it makes a huge difference. Definitely I see this as one of Interstellar's stronger game types. They've done very well on this map in the past, so definitely want to see what Gravity has to put out.
This would be a huge confidence boost for Gravity if they can pull off a win on this one. I think they're also aware that this is a really solid map. Interstellar tends to perform well on these maps, and they've shown us that they're performing very well on objective game types so far in this series. So this could easily, but however, Gravity is going to pick up a couple slaves and they're going to start pushing into this Interstellar base. And they know where the spawners are coming from, and they're taking care of that as well. So I like what I'm seeing right now from them. Kirk is able to get that flag about halfway across, which is fair game to him. And they should be able to grab that touch and keep this flag moving.
We are going to have Trucker Guy running the flag over.
Yep.
We are going to be in the first stalemate, but huge double kill out of Domtree. There is,
and there's a triple out of Domtree too. Another 5-shot from Domtree, and so he took 3 dead off of the Interstellar side. I think they all came back up a couple seconds ago, but yeah, that was a big play from Domtree to kill those guys. But Gravity cannot just sit here in their base. Like they need to push out in these flag standoff situations. I don't want to see another team making the mistake of not pushing out during these standoffs.
I think this is a little bit too slow for a standoff. We don't have any team really making an aggressive push right now, and one team or both teams need to be kind of fighting for that mid control, just so you can get to the other side, kind of uncontested. Right now, Venom is doing a good job of maintaining that top control, but no one from... actually, no, we do have Trucker Guy on the other side. I'd like to see Venom kind of drop down and help Trucker Guy over in red base, but I can't fault him for getting that top control either.
Yep, I think he was okay staying up top in that moment. But yeah, like both of these teams, they're not really making aggressive pushes in these standoff situations, and I think that's going to bite them in the butt. You're just seeing a lot of one person pushing in, and honestly, I really want to see Gravity just push out of their base now and get to the other side of that base and start getting some slays, because they've been doing a pretty good job so far this game, and they need to be a little more confident with pushing over to the other side.
I'm on board with parental advisory with the railgun. He's just trying to look around, try to find one of these Gravity team members. He is pushing their base. They are all behind him, and he's just not seeing this. He will spot out the flag guy and take him down, and it doesn't look like there's... Nope, he took way too long in that base. He's going to be taken out.
Did take too long, and now this is if Gravity can pick up this other kill in front of their base on Trucker Guy, they can really start to think about pushing out here. But they need to, like, Gravity needs to start getting out of their base. Like I keep saying this because it's so important in these flag standoff situations to push out of your base and start getting map control and getting the slays. It's too important not to talk about when we're casting here.
I 100% agree. It seems like they're doing a little bit of that now. I'd like to see at least 3 start pushing up. I don't see that right now. Kirk is being pushed up. He's getting that top control. I just don't know if he's going to get it. That was a huge kill with the help of Canadian Walrus.
Yeah, that was big coming from Canadian Walrus to make sure that Kirk stayed alive. But Kirk gets stuck from behind, it looked like. So that was a really good play from whoever did that. I didn't quite catch who did that. The kill feed kind of went fast there. But that was a good play to just come from behind Kirk up there and get that stick. And now they're going to be able to push in. But you see a double kill coming out of Canadian Walrus. This could be an opportunity for Kirk to push up, but he's going to get cleaned up top mid after that railgun shot.
And that is why the top mid control is just so important on this map. It allows you to have a teammate to kind of shoot him in the back as you're trying to push that base. The only way you can really do it is from the sides, and those are such a small, narrow corridor that you won't get too much leverage from doing that. Trucker Guy making work out of that tac mag.
Yep, he's going to take somebody with one shot, and then he's going to start going for this top middle control. I think he spotted camo there, and that's a big kill on that camo there. That's a really good trade from Trucker Guy there to put the shots into Camo and make sure that Camo gets cleaned up by his other teammate. So good play from him there.
Our flag's been taken.
Just more standoffs back and forth. Both sides making use of that tac mag. I like this push from Dom. There are 3 members of Interstellar over there back at his base, which is good to point out, because if he is communicating that, then that he will let Gravity know to push up, get that top control, because there's only going to be one person, but it doesn't seem like that's the case.
Yeah, and Domtrue is just there by himself. Like, you know, this just goes back to Gravity. It just doesn't seem like they want to push out of their base. I would like to see them just all push Treehouse, all fly top mid, try to be sneaky about it so they don't take a nade. Maybe go in a single file line, but they need to start working as a team to get control of this map and to start getting the slays and push into the base as a team instead of one player at a time.
Definitely gotta say a lot of good props to Interstellar for getting that top control, but they haven't been able to make a coordinated push to really get that flag return.
Yeah, and Trucker Guy off stream is actually going to be leaving the base. He's going to go sit up on the ledge in the garage area, up by the treehouse that you use to jump up into the treehouse. And I actually really like this play from him because if Gravity does make a good push, they're going to go into an empty base and they're not going to know where that flag carrier's at. And I think that's a pretty solid play with where they're at in this game at the moment.
We are going to have Canadian Walrus pick up that camo and try to get away with it, and it seems like he does. So right now it's going to really be up to Canadian Walrus and Gravity to make use of this camo to make something happen. I feel that if we don't see any big play coming out of this, it's just going to be a standoff until the next one. And you are absolutely right. They are trying to look for the flag in the base, and they are not going to find him.
Yep, and this is just gonna buy them time to come off spawn and defend this. And Alpha's gonna get a really big kill on the camo there, and possibly another kill on this other player in garage.
That would have been a huge touch.
Yeah, that was a big touch and a big play from Alpha to make, because if they would have gotten the kill on Alpha, I think that flag would have ended up being returned.
Right now, yes, they brought a treehouse. It was a very good play, but now they're bringing it back into that base. I'm just not sure. They were very close to getting that not touch over there in that elbow.
Yep, I think at the moment, just taking it back into the base is the better option. If the flag standoff happens to go a little bit longer, moving out to that treehouse area is not a bad option.
Definitely, I 100% agree. I would like to see Gravity play in that kind of thing. Their flag is all the way at the top, though.
And that's 3 dead right now, or momentarily for Gravity, so not a good situation for Gravity to be in. But it didn't look like Interstellar really pushed fast enough to make anything happen from that. And you're going to see Kirk trying to go for camo here.
They did give up the camo. Walrus trying to make a big play down there, but Kirk is going to be taken out by parental advisory. So not able to make good use of that camo. And it's going to be up now to Kirk to get this touch. But he's going to be taken out.
And the rest of his team looks like they might be pushed across a little too far, and I think this is going to be a return. And this could easily be a cap, but it looks like it's going to end up getting returned for Interstellar and Gravity at the same time. So
wow,
kind of a crazy scenario there. Both teams kind of just gave up their flag. And that's not the worst thing, because it can cause like a little bit of a reset here, which might speed the game up a little bit and help this game move along and create some better opportunities for both teams.
It is going to force both teams to get aggressive again, and we have seen kind of high level of aggressive behavior out of this Interstellar. It's going to force them to even step it up another notch, which I want to see. Like, they're definitely leading in slays right here, hands down.
Yeah, but I don't like... Okay, good. They turned around. I was going to say, I don't like they're going to just turn around and let this guy get this flagpole for free. But that's going to be a huge play out of S64 Venom getting a double kill there for his team. And that's going to be... That was too dead for a little bit for Gravity there. So all they need to do is work to get these plays, and they should be able to get this cap.
And that will be a first cap on the board for Interstellar. Gravity was a little bit too complacent. They got a little bit too comfortable staying back at their base. All it took was that huge play by S64 Venom, that huge double, just to continue the dream on that cap, and it became a reality. And now we have Trucker Guy going into the base trying to make another one happen.
Yep, and you are going to see 2 go down for Gravity here, so this is a good opportunity for Interstellar to move in and start getting this flagpole. But he pulls it to the side of the spawner, so that's not the best play I've seen. Kind of unfortunate, but I don't think it's going to matter too much at this point.
That would have been a huge double kill for Walrus, but fortunately he's going to be taken out. Both sides, the time is winding down. Only that is the second cap for Interstellar. Gravity is just going to have to work that much harder to get that cap on the board.
Yeah, and Walrus had a good opportunity to start pushing into the enemy team base, but he's going to get challenged, and he's going to get taken down from behind over here in the blue tree house, or red tree house, maybe I forget. Blue tree house. So kind of a really slow game here, and it's kind of just favoring Interstellar. And really, at this point, the game's gone on so long now that Interstellar should probably just like go the safe route here. Don't try to overextend. Don't try to do anything crazy. Just play the rest of this game out and call it a day.
I definitely agree. They don't have to make too many crazy pushes. Even in the worst case, they have another flag standoff. Even if they give off one more flag cap for it, and it looks like they're going to get put in 3.
Yeah.
So they definitely have the benefit. They can relax. They don't have to put as much aggression on there. They can play a little defense, kind of turtle back at their base, or even just maintain that top mid control and railgun. They don't have to even push back to the other side now. They can just maintain what they have, and this game will be over.
Yep, but they can still run flags if they see a good opportunity to do so. But they can be really picky with when they want to run the flags now. They don't need to try to force flag or anything like that. They can just relax for the rest of this game and get some plays. And if they can get a flag cap, then awesome.
Kind of winding down. Want to see the last couple of pushes out of Gravity. Something going, but we've seen it throughout this whole series. They were very struggling getting that control, getting the setups. They're just not. It's just not working out for them.
Oh, it's very unfortunate. Interstellar's just done a really good job this game of getting the map control and then getting the slays. Like, whereas you see Gravity kind of just sloppily trying to go for slays and big big individual plays. You're not seeing a lot of good team play out of Gravity, which has kind of been the name of the game for Gravity throughout this season. You have a lot of strong individual members on the Gravity squad, but they just can't seem to find a rhythm as an entire team.
I gotta say, that first cap losing off, they would just put all their resources out on it. They're tired, they're fatigued. As you see, they have given up another cap, so it's only one more cap. It's almost like they've given up at this point, just trying to end this, because they're kind of all running out of steam. Not really any coordination going on anymore. The call-outs are done. A lot of miscommunication going up. Like right now, Trucker Guy is pretty much walked in their base, shot a couple people and is getting to the other side without a single shot on him. And we haven't seen that throughout the whole game. They kind of have given up on that. Very poor
it's really
showing.
unfortunate. Like I think what happened is after that first flag cap, it was kind of just a dagger in the back of the Gravity team, and like they might have been able to spring back if they would have been able to have a more structured push, to get an answer back with a flag cap of their own. But especially you saw after that second cap coming out of Interstellar, Gravity kind of just went, oh man, and really, you could tell it definitely mentally hurt them, and just it made them play very sloppy for the rest of the game.
And going back kind of as a prelude to the first game, look at the assists for Interstellar. Everyone in the double digits again. And you just don't see that same result out of Gravity.
No, you don't, and it's really unfortunate. Like you just see Kirk and Venom there on the Gravity side, just having a really rough time that game. Just not quite able to get anything done. The morale was probably just very low for the Gravity side, and but it all is because in these last two games especially, the name of the game for Interstellar was just they had more map presence and they had more map control, and that's what ended up winning them both of those games by such a substantial margin, and it's why you see a huge slaying presence out of the Interstellar squad. They played the game as a team, and Gravity just didn't do that.
Well, congratulations to Interstellar on this week's win. Good job. And definitely thank you all for watching, and tune in next week for week 7.